I'm walking down our alleyway here to visit our goats. We've got a small herd of male milking goats, they call them. It's a very, very utilitarian thing to call a living creature. Goats are intensely communal. They have strong emotional dependence on each other and also on us. We've had these goats since they were very young, and they view us as part of them. It won't take you long to recognise when they've noticed that I'm coming. And you'll see the difference in them to the other animals that we've visited. These guys have their own unique kind of will to live, their own type of interaction with each other and the world. They have their own way of sensing what's going on around them, their own way of accessing what they require in order to keep living. Here they come. Come on then. This is McGee. McGee's curious. He's quite an individual, McGee. Oh, and this is Magpie, as you can see. He's black and white. Hello guys, how are you? They're not shy. They love to hang out. Right now they're wondering where the food is, but even when they realise that there isn't any food, they'll just nibble my clothes instead, or they'll just hang out. They're extraordinary creatures, and once again very hardy, a very strong will to live. A goat will never let on that it's sick. So often when you first see them sick, it's when they're just about to die. Such a strong herding instinct. They stick together because they know that if one of them drops out or is found on its own, it's way more vulnerable. So they don't let on when they're sick. They eat a lot of different things. They love rose bushes and they're great escape artists. They don't recognise fences and boundaries like we do. They're trying to eat my clothes and my bits and pieces. Thanks for saying hello, guys. Good to see you. Good to catch up. Go well. I love being surrounded by living things. Once again, it reminds me that the will to live is all around me. That it is innately spiritual in all of its forms. And it reminds me not to make the mistake that in order to be spiritual, I need a method of thinking. Oh, there we go. McGee's trying to get out. Here you go, buddy. Stay in there. I don't need a premise that leads to a hypothesis or a conclusion and a rational method of bridging the two in order to be a living spiritual being. I don't need to be able to communicate with verbal language, or I don't need to be able to read. I don't need to be able to remember or imagine in order to be spiritual. The will to live comes in many different forms. It's visceral, it's felt, it's part of our nervous systems, part of our musculoskeletal systems. We perceive it with our senses. We feel it in our bones and our muscles throughout our bodies. We are spiritual by virtue of the fact that we're alive.